Hey crafty cuties, Mother's Day is close and I wanted to give you an idea for a project that you could make for a Mother's Day gift or any gift at that. And it is these paper purses that are adorable and you've probably seen them everywhere. I am turning my paper purses into a card set holder. And if you want to see the card sets that I will be putting in these purses, stay tuned for tomorrow when I will show that video. But for today, we are going to be making these paper purses. Okay guys, I'm going to show you the very basic way to make these purses. Once you know the basic way to make these, you can totally make this your own and change it up a bit and get creative about it. So for the base of our purse, this is only going to show on the bottom, so keep that in mind when picking out your paper. I'm going with a plain light pink. You're going to need a sheet that is 5 inches by 8 inches. For the handles, if you would like 2 handles, you are going to need 2 pieces of paper that measure 1 inch by 11 inches. And then if you do want to have trim on your purse at the top and bottom, you will need 2 sets of strips. One strip measures 3 1/4 by 8 1/2 and 3 1/4 by 11. And then for the pattern paper, I am going to have 2 pieces, measures 12 inches by 4 1/2, 7 inches by 4 1/2. And this is going to be kind of the main part of the purse. So let's jump right in. So here are some supplies that you will need for this purse. If you have a scoreboard, use this, but it's not necessary. Some type of glue. I like to use a mix of liquid glue and score tape. Scissors, a paper trimmer. Not necessary, again, you can use scissors, but this will just make it much quicker. And then things like these bling stickers. I have a little buckle here, makes it really cute. And then I think that adding other paper little accessories like a paper tassel and a paper bow are other ways to really spruce this up. So we are going to start with our 5 inch by 8 inch piece of paper, and all we need to do is score a frame around the paper at 1 inch all the way around. So go ahead and start by doing that. If you don't have a scoreboard, do not worry. I would use a ruler and just mark where 1 inch is, and all you need to do is fold at 1 inch on all sides. I'm just going to use mine because I have this. This was actually gifted to me from a wish from Crafty Lori. So thanks Lori, because this is making projects like this a lot quicker. So I like to go ahead and fold at those lines just to give a nice crease, and you can use your bone folder, or again, if you don't have one, use those fingers. So now we are going to cut some little slits. I could not believe how simple this was when I first saw a couple different tutorials. And even though there are already tutorials out there for making this, I love watching a bunch of different tutorials on something that I want to make because I learn something from each video, and I figure that some of my viewers may have never heard of the paper purses, so why not make my video as well? So now to make our box, all we have to do is go ahead and adhere these little slits on the inside here. And I do prefer liquid glue for this. It takes a little bit longer, but I feel like I have a little bit more leeway time to line everything up great. So I'm just gonna hold these together and let these dry for a few minutes. Okay, so now that we have our base done, we are going to wrap the main part of the purse around the base. Now this is optional, but what I am going to do is use a little bit of score tape on the end of one of my pieces, and I'm going to adhere it to the next. Now you don't really have to do this at this point, but you will be doing it at some point, and I just think it's easier to work with one long strip of paper rather than 2. And now we are going to adhere this all the way around. And this is actually the point where I wanted to mention, if you want this to be the bottom, or to be the trim, what you're going to do is you're going to adhere yours inside the box, if that makes sense. And it would look different because you're going to have it adhering all the way around the actual edges and everything. So you can do it that way if you would like. But I'm going to go on the outside because I might use some of my punches to make my bottom trims have a design. So I will just continue gluing this all the way around. I am almost all the way around to the next side, and I'm going to take another piece of score tape so that I can adhere these two sides together as well. I could have put this on, and I didn't really show you, but when I am wrapping this around, kind of what I will do is I will glue one side like so. Make sure to get the corners really good. And then I kind of wrap it around, so I'll lay it on the side like this. And it's kind of hard to see, but I have my hand in here pressing down so that I get a pretty nice crease. Although I'm not creasing these a ton, but enough to where it will line up nice and tight. And then I press down like that, but the side's just a little bit different since it has the ending right there. So now I'm going to kind of line these up. And then I will take the backing off the score tape and adhere that to this ending strip here. Now you can kind of see that the front of the purse really doesn't show any seams, so it's not a big deal that I kind of messed that part up. And one of the reasons why I didn't crease these sides, which you can if you want a more boxy purse, which I did kind of right here. This is kind of more boxy as you can see, and I actually kind of creased the sides in. I liked that for this style with the buckle, but for this style I don't think I'm going to do a buckle, and I kind of want these sides to pop out so that it looks like a little, I don't know, like I forget the name of the type of handbag I'm going for, but I think you guys probably know. So for the next step, I'm going to start adhering the handles. But one little mention, if you want to have your purse have a little swoop, like so, what I did here was all I did was I took something that was circular for the size of the swoop that I wanted. I used this bowl right here, and I did this even after it was glued on just because it was easier to match up, but I just took a pencil, traced around it, and I cut my little swoop. But again, for this time, I don't think I'll do that. I just want to have and try a couple different styles. On to the handles. I'm going to round the corners of my handles. And this is just a preference. Whoops, didn't get that in there very good. So the part I am rounding is going to be the bottom part that attaches to the purse. So here's one handle done. So you can either do your handle like this, where you fold it in the middle and you have a thinner handle, or you can keep your strip whole if you like that look, and basically it will be kind of like that. So I'm going to fold mine, I like that look, and you can use your scoreboard if you want, and you'll basically score it from about 1 inch down to 1 inch at the top, and you just score the middle at 1/2 inch. But I find it easy enough just to fold in the half mark. Just fold it halfway, but just don't go all the way to the ends. And I don't even measure this, I just kind of eyeball it, and then you will glue this down in the center. So like so, just add some glue, and then wait a few moments for it to dry. So now that my handles are glued, I'm going to use my bone folder to kind of curl them so that they do not dry straight. And now is the time when you will add your top trim to the purse if you choose to do so. And I think that a really cute way to decorate the trim is by using some decorative scissors, or if you have any edge punchers, that would be the time to pull those out. So here are my handles all done. I went ahead and actually sewed some buttons on, and I love how it turned out. So now I am going to just adhere mine. I am using score tape for this just because it's quicker for filming the video. And now I am going to add some bottom trim. So I am going to use the 3/4 of an inch strips, and I'm using one of the longer strips and then one of the shorter strips. I went ahead and adhered those together, and then I put some score tape on the back, and I'm just going to wrap it all the way around, and I'm making sure that my seam is going to be on one of the sides so that it doesn't really show. And now I'm going to actually add a pocket to the front of this purse. And basically this is a box envelope. And I'm not going to show you how to make this today, but I will link a video here for you guys if you want to see how I made that with my envelope punch. I thought it would be a really cute way to put the tag for my gift, since this is going to someone. And so yeah, here this is all decorated. I ended up using some eyelets and I made some little straps on the sides. I used some brads on the back, and here are the card sets that are going inside the purses. And again, stay tuned for tomorrow if you want to see those card sets. But here are some other purses that I made for some gifts. I loved that fancy black one. I kept it pretty simple just because it was super sparkly, and this might be my favorite. I love how this turned out. I just glued a button on the top middle there, some pearls on the handles, and there's a little tag that will have my little message on there that says, "Happy Mother's Day, enjoy your card sets," or whatever. And then here is this one all complete. These are so much fun to make, and honestly, they do not take long at all. And I love adding things like paper tassels or a paper bow just to kind of add some more to it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up if you did. Follow me on Instagram so you can tag me in your photos. And if you missed my last video, I did a Mother's Day layout on my planner. So I'll talk to you guys later. Love you, bye.